Hey, friends. So nice to see you. I'm Christiana Gaudet. Apparently, I'm your tarot fairy godmother, according to some of you, and I'm kind of happy with that. I'm going to claim it and use it. So happy to see you. It is time for our Cards and Conversation Tarot Meetup. So happy to see all of you here already. Let me say hi to some of you that I see. Smile Soul 20, happy to see you. Lucretia, glad you're here. Irene, Dave, Karen, Lacey, Marion, McKenna, Jackie, Dawn, Melanie, Marianne. Happy to see you all. We'll welcome people as they come into the room. So, this is one of three meetups that we typically do every month. This is actually the meetup that in normal times meets at Panera Bread in Palm City. And while I am planning on opening my office to in person visits in June, I'm not sure when we should start meeting at Panera in person. I would love to hear for those of you who are in the area. I'd love to hear what your comfort level is. Should we find a place to meet outdoors? All of that? I don't know. But we are still going to continue meeting online on YouTube because we are having just too much fun. Lucian, happy to see you. Dee, glad you're here. Aisha, glad you're here. All right. So, what we typically do and what we will do today, unless anyone has a better idea, we'll spend the first half hour doing readings for each other. And then we'll spend the second half hour, this is an hour-long program, we'll spend the second half hour talking about some tarot stuff. Now, we had a great idea in our Global Tarot Circle group on Facebook, from Irene, that we talk about specifically how we do tarot readings around career stuff. What kind of spread, or what do you see in the cards, or if someone wants to know what their career path should be. What am I meant to do work-wise on the planet? What should I major in college? I'm not happy in my career and I want to change, but I'm not sure what it should be. We get these questions all the time. And we're going to talk about how to do that. We're also open to any other question you have. So, Dave, will the Panera meetings be cast online? You know, that is a really interesting question. I don't know what Panera's policy is around live streaming from their establishment. And I also don't know how they could stop someone simply from doing it on their phone. I mean, I think if we brought in a big tripod and a camera, that would be an issue. But it's an interesting question. We'll have to take a look at that. Similarly, we're taking a look at doing some simulcast stuff from the conference room here. You know, it's probably going to be a while before we're going to want to pack 20, 30 people into the conference room in my office as we used to do regularly. But what if we put 6, 7, 8 people in there and then also Zoomed? You know, we're looking at all of these things. So I'll be interested to hear what your thoughts are on all of that. Those of you who are local, when do you feel comfortable getting together? And those of you who are at a distance and probably aren't going to like fly to the potluck with potato salad on your lap, what can we do to include you? And we're really going to do our best to do that. And in fact, this is exactly what we're planning for StarCon, which will be January 21st through 23rd. We will be in person in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, but we will also be online on a platform, probably Excel events that we used last year. We are evaluating a few others to make sure we get the very best product for you. But that's what we're doing it. So let's see. Lucian would love to know the name of that Facebook group. Yeah, Global Tarot Circle on Facebook. We don't do a whole lot in there, except when we're going to have one of these meetings, I post it and am happy to take ideas about what the heck you want to talk about. And, whatever issues you got coming up that are pertinent to the things we do here on this channel, we're happy to talk about. So please do join us. Marion says, if the cake is good enough, I'd consider flying in. All right, we'll remember that. Very good. Let's see. Let me just say hi to a few people who came on in. Sayoni, nice to see you. Iva, glad you're here. Nicole, Brenda, Melanie. Let's see. And okay, Karen. I love online in my PJs with people all over the world, but it would be nice to see people from the in-person meeting since it's been a year. Yeah, it's been a year. The last time we met together in person here in this office was March 11th. I think you were there, Karen, as a matter of fact. And then it seemed to become prudent to close down, and that's what we did. Hey, Robin Levine, happy to see you. Happy to see you coming in under your own name. Very good, very good. So let's get started with some readings. To start, I would love it if you would let us know where in the world you are and what deck you're working with. I will tell you that I am here in Palm City, Florida. I'm getting distracted by this conversation between Karen and David. So funny. Hey, Dina, nice to see you. Okay, I'm in Palm City, Florida, in my office, which will be open to the public again come June. That's what we're planning, barring any craziness. And today I'm working with my new, absolutely favorite tarot deck, the Light Seers Tarot. Oh my gosh, do I love this deck. My kids gave it to me, which makes it special, but it is a special deck. Okay, so Eva says, this is such a great vehicle. You reach so many people, I don't even have to leave my kitchen. And I so appreciate everyone, because, I mean, you do take time out of your day to be here, even if you don't have to drive anywhere. So I really appreciate it. Let's see. So, Lacey can't get his peeps at a distance hooked in and then leaves. Oh, I won't. I absolutely won't. We will continue to do a lot of great stuff here on YouTube. I promise you. And in fact, I have some new things coming up in April. In fact, you can see that I've got the April schedule already in the live tarot webinars playlist. And it includes a guest teacher, Brenda Elizabeth, who happens to be here today. We're going to do a free 90-minute class on Lenormand with Brenda Elizabeth, who is the creator of the Electric Lenormand, as well as some others. Spicy Pisces is one of hers as well. And so I'm promising you, I mean, we've got that on the schedule, a great guest teacher, and I'm going to bring you all kinds of goodies. So even as we open up and I get to do things in person, never fear, we're going to keep our community here going. This community has kept me going throughout this entire craziest year of our lives. And it's meant so much to me, and it's not going to mean any less to me as we get this situation solved and start to live a more normal life. I hope that you'll continue to take time out of your schedule to meet with us. Because we got a good thing going on here, don't we? Okay, so let's see. We have... Okay, Dina is in Nyack with the Uncommon Tarot, Nyack, New York. Dawn is in Cookeville, Tennessee with the Otherworld Tarot. Nicole is in Cleveland, Ohio with the Crow Tarot deck. Okay, true fact, Nicole, I did not know that you were from Ohio. I spent one semester in college at Berea Wallace. No, Berea's the name of the town. Baldwin Wallace College in Berea, Ohio, right outside of Cleveland. I loved Cleveland. What a great city. Baldwin Wallace, well, I did one semester there. That should tell you something. Okay. Lucian, who's here is Chris Riddle, in Newport Richey, using multiple decks. McKenna is in Sugar Mill Woods, Homosassa, using Renaissance Tarot. Robin's right here in Palm City, using a crazy deck called Friends, which is based on the TV series. So great. Melanie's in Chicago, mini tarot of pagan cats. Brenda is in Delray Beach using Star Child Tarot. Marion in Scotland using Santa Marta Tarot. Carol in Bonita Springs using Tarot of Mystical Moments. Lucretia, Delray Beach using Crow Tarot. Karen here in Florida using Crystal Visions. Looking for it. Okay, here's the thing. Tag this new deck suggestions specifically for Karen Maynard. So she's using Crystal Visions, looking for a new deck. She likes pretty pictures. I'm all about Light Seers. I also love Mystic Mondays, but it's a little, the Minor Arcana is not terribly illustrated. It's a little pippy, put it that way. If you don't mind that, I like Mystic Mondays as well. Excuse me. Okay. So go ahead and give her some suggestions. And I do suggest Light Seers. I absolutely do. Okay. So Dee's in Coral Springs. Great to see you using Robin Wood, one of my favorites. Chris Riddle using RWS, Murder of Crows, Dark Mirror Oracle, and Energy Oracle. Okay. Jackie is in London using Modern Witch. Kim, nice to see you. And the YouTube alerts finally worked. Yeah, you can look at the lives. And remember, I'm doing all of my lives here now. I'm not doing them on Facebook anymore. So like tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be here with your 3-card weekly reading. And yeah, definitely turn on the alerts so you can join us for sure. Okay, Lacey in New York using RWS. Marcos, who is Anna, using Tattoo Tarot in Rio. And Kim, you have been using medieval Europe Tarot and writing poetry from it. One of the things we're going to be putting together is some kind of tarot poetry thing here on YouTube. I'm very interested in doing that. Eva's in Palm Beach Gardens, right down the road from me, using the RWS. Kim's in Philadelphia. So Dina, Sacred Bee Tarot, is that what you're using or what you're recommending for Karen? Okay. And Brenda wants Karen to check out Star Child. And Chris, who is Lucian, wants the darkness, says the Darkness of Light Tarot has beautiful imagery. Okay. Cool. So let's get going with some readings. Thank you for introducing yourself. I love doing that because you can see we really are worldwide. We're in Rio, we're in Scotland, we're all over the United States. So great. So let's get going. Here's how this works. If you have a question for a reading that you are willing to ask the group, go ahead and post your question. I will do a 1-card reading. I'll do it verbally. Anyone else who would like to read, you will put that person's name, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. So when you ask a question, make sure you listen not just to what I say, but you go down and you see in the comments all of it and put it together so you get a big, full reading with each of us contributing 1 card. It's interesting when we get the same cards. It's interesting when we agree. It's interesting when we disagree. Sacred Bee for Karen. Great. Okay, Marius is using the Rider-Waite deck and the Unified Esoteric Tarot deck. Nice. Anna says Star Seekers Tarot is a good one. Karina, nice to see you in Frederick, Maryland. Affirmators Tarot to celebrate spring. Beautiful. Hey, Donna, nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a long time. You're in Port St. Lucie, just watching, had surgery on your hand. So sorry to hear that. And but please feel free to participate if you'd like to ask a question. Okay. And our first question is from David Victor. Finances. All right. If you'd like to do this reading, at David Victor, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What do we see for Dave's financial situation? The Page of Swords reversed. So, obviously things have not been going so well. And it's hard because, you're a really talented person. And I know you've been having tech issues. And this card can talk about tech issues as well. So I know that this is frustrating. What you're going to need to do is really put your thinking cap on and figure out how you can use your skills to create something. You're a good writer. You might consider getting on Fiverr and offering your services as a writer. Might be a way to generate some income. The thing is, and I love that this particular page has light bulbs. We always think about light bulbs as ideas. And so there are ideas, you just have to focus on them. And there they will be. Okay, D9. Currently unemployed. Will I get a job offer from Orlando? If you would like to do this reading at D9, the name of the card you got, your interpretation, let's see what we got. Death reverse. This would be a time we'd really want to see death upright. I think you're going to want to cast your net wide. You may not get the offer you're thinking about, so look for more. Keep looking. Okay, McKenna. A somewhat new friend has been persistent with communication and it's making me uncomfortable in a way I don't understand. Any idea why or what to do about it? If you'd like to do this reading at McKenna, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. The Ten of Pentacles reversed. So there is something about this person's energy that is weirdly similar to something from your childhood or someone you knew in your childhood or someone from your family. And you may want to take that as a warning and have some good boundaries there. The uncomfortable feeling is because they're reminding you of someone else who made you uncomfortable in the past. Okay. And thank you everyone for participating and doing readings. I see a lot of great readings happening. Okay, and the floor is open for questions. What would you like to know? What questions do you have? It's so nice to see all the different interpretations. It's a great thing. Okay, here comes a question. Aditi, am I pronouncing that correctly? I want to know, do you see marriage for me and Yogesh? He recently introduced me to his family. And if you're in India, I know that's a big deal, right? Right? I don't know where you are, though. That was just a guess. But I think in any culture, the introduction to the family means something. So if you'd like to do this reading, Aditi R, the name of the card you got, do we see marriage with this person? What do you think? Judgment reversed. We're not there yet, but we might be on the way. It's possible. Okay. Okay, so from Donna, a frenemy coming to Florida. He took advantage of my generosity, big falling out. Now that he's showing up on YouTube and Florida, will we reunite? If you'd like to do this reading at Donna DeRoma, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, what do you think? Is there a reunion here? Should there be a reunion here? Eight of Pentacles reversed. I would avoid it if I were you. You already know what you know. I'd avoid it. Okay. Oh, you are in India, Didi. So, right. What I understand, I know there's different cultures in India. I don't quite understand how that all works. But I know the Indian friends I talk to, if you meet someone, if you introduce someone to the parents, that means something, right? Okay, Claire C., so happy to see you. My brother wants to know if he should get surgery or wait and see. And okay, teachable moment. We all know the answer to this is Your doctor is your best source of health information. Now, I have no problem pulling a card and seeing what the cards say. More information is always better than less information. But of course, my disclaimer is always, don't use tarot in substitution for appropriate medical advice. Okay, but we're still going to do this. If you'd like to do this at Claire C, the name of the card you got and the interpretation, surgery now or wait and see for the brother. Ooh, Two of Pentacles reversed. I think it's okay to wait and see as long as it's monitored and he keeps in contact with the doctor. Okay, Nicole. Oh, my husband hasn't been the same since he shattered his ankle last summer. Will he go back to caring and loving as he was pre-accident? That's such a hard thing, and I'm so sorry. And so it's been like a year. Let's take a look and see what we see. If you'd like to do this reading, at Nicole Mezzatosta, did I say that correctly? The name of the card you got and your interpretation. Let's take a look and see what we got. 9 of Pentacles reversed. The problem is he hasn't been himself because he's not feeling like himself. This took away his sense of youthfulness. It made him afraid. What you need to do is to help him remember who he is. And I realize he's being all prickly. But like many people, he's being prickly because he's afraid. He's being prickly because he feels not like himself. Don't let the prickliness get to you. Help him remember who he is, and you'll get your husband back and he'll get his life back. Okay. Kim, there's a theme in my life where I end up being the leader of the group and others don't show up to even participate. I'm thinking of my writing group, but it's not the first time. What's up? That's a great question. Okay. If you would like to do this reading at Kim, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. The 6 of Swords. So to me, I think you have to follow the logic. And my feeling is you can be a very smart person who has a very clear idea about how things should go. So your leadership style may be about, okay, this is the way we're going to do it, which you would think that's what people want from leaders. But what people really want is an opportunity to lead without the responsibility of leading. So the logic is, within the group, give responsibilities to people, be ready to fulfill those responsibilities if they flake on you, and don't forget to make it fun. Because for you, the very intellectual is the very fun, because that's how you are. But other people like it when it's a little lighter. So try to make sure it's fun and light and make sure food is involved. All right. Okay, lots of great readings going on here. Thank you all so much. Claire says his doctor told him to decide. So I would say waiting is fine. Okay, Irene, so happy to see you. My question, do I need to look for tarot card at the company? I don't understand the question. I'm just going to do it, but I'll be clear, I don't understand what you mean. Oh, did you lose a tarot card and wonder if that's where you lost it? Maybe. I don't know. But let's see. If you'd like to take this question, at Irene Colombo, name of the card you got and your interpretation. You're the second one to get death reversed. For some reason, I take that as a no. But again, I don't really know what we're talking about here. Okay, question from Marion. Should I pursue the connection with the Pisces who has recently popped back into my life or cut it loose? Oh, tarot card reader. Like pursue romantically? If that's a romantic question, for me, I would say maybe not. With that card, maybe not. Okay. So, Marion K. Tarot, pursue the connection with the Pisces or cut him loose? Go ahead. At Marion K. Tarot, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Ace of Wands, blah, next, on to the next contestant. Cut him loose. Aisha, starting a new life in a new country with family. How that's going to go? That takes a lot. It's exciting, but that's crazy hard, right? Okay, if you'd like to do this reading at Aisha Karana, hope I pronounced your name correctly, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. Oh, it was a tarot reader job, Irene. I'm still saying no. Death reversed for me is very much like status quo. Okay. Aisha, if you'd like to do this reading at Aisha Karana, the name of the card you got, your interpretation, a new life in a new country with family. How's it gonna go? Eight of Cups. It's not easy. It's bittersweet, but it's the right journey at the right time. Go for it. You're going to feel all different kinds of ways about it. But you go for it, and it is a good thing. It really is. Okay. Kim, I don't want to be the leader. I wasn't supposed to be the leader. They're making me be that. Then take it, but then put it back on them. You know, you be the leader, but you delegate. Hey, La Morena, you are here. Happy to see you. Okay. La Morena, what is your question? Go ahead and give us a question. Okay, Karen Maynard, will my house projects ever got off the ground? Okay. If you'd like to do this reading at Karen Maynard, the name of the cards you got and your interpretation. Strength reversed. It's going to be a beast. It's going to be frustrating. You can make it happen, but it's going to be hard. And try not to let that frustrate you. Smile Soul 20. I have a question. I saw a person that I was talking to for a little bit and wondered why I ran into her at a place I was getting coffee from. Was there some spiritual reason that we've run into each other again? If you'd like to do this reading at Smile Soul 20, the name of the card you got, your interpretation. Wow, you have a real connection with this person, Two of Cups. I would not, however, over spiritualize this. I know you have feelings for this person, but I would not necessarily say that it was some universal thing that caused you to run into each other. Don't over spiritualize it. Dave, can we ask the cards if it's time to meet in person again? There you go. Okay, SK, nice to see you, my friend. I've been struggling with my spirituality as I'm feeling numb and unmotivated. What does the universe have to tell me? Okay, if you'd like to do this reading, the struggle with spirituality for SK. At SK, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What's going on here? King of Pentacles. You know, I think you've got some real world stuff going on. Maybe some health issues, maybe some financial issues, maybe some relationship issues. And that has really been weighing you down. I feel like the thing to do is to do the things that you enjoy. Don't do the things you think you should. Do the things that you enjoy. And if you can't figure out what you enjoy, at least get outside in nature and go for a walk. Okay. I thought that was you, Shelley. Okay. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Chris Riddle, who is Lucian, but we'll say Chris Riddle because that's what we can see. Card to explain what happened to me in the last 6 weeks. So that's interesting because clearly you're having some sort of experience that you're thinking of. But let's take a look and see what we got here. If you'd like to do this reading at Chris Riddle, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Two of Wands, whatever it is, it's about manifesting something for the future. It's about figuring out what you want. You are being asked to take control of your life and figure out what you want. That's what I'll tell you. Okay. So a request to start your questions with Q colon so they're easier to see. Good idea. La Morena, I can't think of something specifically, so just what does Spirit want me to know? Yes, that's fine. If you'd like to do this reading for La Morena Senpena, what does Spirit want her to know today? The High Priestess, you do you, girl. Recognize your intuition. Recognize your femininity. Recognize that you are a knower of secrets. Recognize all that's going on within you underneath the surface. Iva Morris, how should I utilize my aromatherapy knowledge? If you'd like to do this reading at Iva Morris, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Knight of Pentacles reversed, not professionally. Have fun with it, enjoy it, pursue it in the ways that it makes you feel good. Maybe professionally later, not now. Honestly, SK, if you've tried and it didn't work, you got to try again. You know, that's the thing. I think that very often the answer is the answer. But to say I'm doing it and it's not working, sometimes, there are times, what do they say? The definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. But sometimes when it comes to healing, you just have to keep doing it until it takes. Okay, and if you're pulling cards, make sure you label who the card is for and what your interpretation is, please. Hey, Robin Renee. Okay, Robin Renee, I'm getting bored in school. Cards for motivation. Okay, Robin Renee is working on a PhD right now. If you'd like to do this reading at Robin Renee Albritton, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, motivation to get that PhD over and done. 2 of Cups, you owe it to yourself. Do it for the love of you. Do it for the love of your community. Do it for the love of your subject matter. Do it. Okay, so we are coming to time to pivot. And we're going to pivot to conversation about tarot. Irene gave us a great topic to talk about, and I'm going to start with that. But the floor is also open. Do you have a question about a particular card, about a particular deck, about a particular reading you did, about a particular technique? anything you would like to ask a room full of tarot readers about tarot and the practice of tarot, go ahead and put it in. The question on the floor right now, and remember that readings are continuing, so if you asked a question, make sure you read and see the rest of your reading. I just give you a piece, everybody else gives you the rest. So, the question from Irene is doing readings for people or for yourself, specifically about career. If you have an answer for it, go ahead and tag it career. Is there a particular spread that you like to use? A particular thing that you like to do around a career question? And now let's separate that out from a job question. A job question like, my boss is being an asshole. That's a different thing. We know how to handle that. Or there's different ways to handle that. But this is specifically about career. What career would you be good at? Where could you get a job? What should you major in college? Is there a calling for you? Is there some sort of career that you should be doing as a destiny? And shameless self-promotion here. In my book, Tarot Tour Guide, available on Amazon, I actually do have a spread where we have this whole piece in this book. Plan your career with tarot, find your calling, career cards exercise, tarot magic to find your calling, and mapping the path, which is a spread on page 132. And I'll share this spread with you. Okay. And this is essentially what I like to do. And it's a series of questions. You can pull a card or a few cards for each question. Okay. When you have a goal, you have to already have the goal. What is the potential for success with this goal? What fears might hold me back? What will I have to give up in order to achieve this goal? How will the people around me help me achieve this goal? So, it goes forward. But the question was really around finding a calling. And so I also have here a career shifting spread. Card 1 is what your ultimate goal should be. Card 2, where you are right now. Card 3, what you like about where you are right now. Card 4, what you don't like about where you are right now. Card 5, what you want. Card 6, what is possible. So those are some things that I would sometimes do. But I also look at, different cards as speaking about careers. And I'd love to have that conversation too. Can you see different careers in different cards? For example, temperance can be a pharmacist or an artist, right? Let's see. And again, please tag. If you're asking about, if you're talking about career, tag it. Ancient Voices said, I add a 2-card Lenormand pull to the end of a job career reading. But what is the job career reading that you do to begin with? We'd love to know. Hey, Lori, nice to see you. So what are your thoughts? How do you handle the career questions? Or, what about a person who is in school and looking at what to major? Like suppose, okay, what should I do? Hey, Patrolyn, so nice to see you. We're talking about career and tarot, using tarot to figure out career. So if the question is, what should I major in college? And I get the Page of Pentacles, I'm going to want more cards. 2 of Swords reversed. Clearly, we're having a hard time deciding, maybe deciding between more than one thing. I might ask what those 2 things are. Dave says temperance can also be a bartender. Yeah, absolutely. No lie. Page of Wands reversed. There are some things that you don't necessarily want to do. Three of Cups reversed. So now I'm starting to feel like the issue with this imaginary person is they are caught in a box thinking that a job can only be a certain way and they want to have a job that's fun and they don't know how to find a job that's fun. I was talking to someone the other day who, what she really, really wanted to do was go into jewelry, go to a jewelry school and become a jeweler. And she couldn't see that as being a career. And I was like, well, they wouldn't have a jewelry school if there wasn't a career, right? Hey, Robin, was there tarot involved in that? Did you go through a career book, look at the prerequisites, and pull cards on it? That would be a thing to do, for sure. Okay, so anything you'd want to share around how to use tarot in regards to career, let's take a look. And let's see what other questions are coming up here. I'm just scrolling back. I see one from Chris Riddle, but let me see if I missed any. I don't think I did. I apologize if I did. Okay. Okay, Chris Riddle, is it strange that I don't use position placements? So no, a lot of people do that. In fact, I'm going to be teaching a class in that very technique, free, here on this YouTube channel, coming up pretty soon. Let me see if I can tell you when that's coming up. I know it's coming up soon. This coming Saturday, March 27th, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we are doing a class in like tarot questions, answers, and dialogues. So no, it's not weird. And as I said, I'm teaching a class in it. I do a lot of that kind of style, but honestly, okay, here's my belief, and you don't have to have my belief. You can have your own belief. I think that to be a great tarot reader, whether you're reading for yourself, reading casually, reading professionally, doesn't matter. To be a great tarot reader, you need to have a lot of skills, a lot of tools in your toolbox. So knowing how to use a classic spread, knowing how to create a spread, knowing how to free read, using dialogues, using questions and answers, just putting some cards out, knowing all of those techniques and knowing how to use them and when you prefer to use them, I think is the best thing. But no, not weird at all. My question is, what's your technique around that? Do you always pull a certain number of cards? Do you always have to have a question? Do you read the cards in a particular order? Sometimes people don't have positions, but they'll put the cards in a certain way where, like, this is the past and this is the future, or, something like that. So it's semi-position. Some people do that. There's no right or wrong way to do it. I think it's good to know a lot of different ways. Okay, Dina, what if you lose your tarot mojo? Talk to me about that. Is that happening to you? And what does that mean? To lose your tarot mojo? Are your readings feeling flat? Are you not interested in it right now? Are your clients not as happy as usual? What is that? And let me put that out. Tag it, Tarot Mojo. Have you had that experience? Have you gone through tarot burnout? There was only one time in my entire life that happened, and that was when I was pregnant with my son. And it's because I kept doing the anxious self-reading thing that kept telling me what I didn't want to see, which had to do with my relationship with my son's father, which I knew. So I had to put the cards away for a while. But then I brought them back. And haven't put them away since. And, if things are just feeling a little flat, sometimes for me, because I read 7 days a week professionally. And so I can't say I've ever lost the mojo, but obviously I'll take a day off or take an afternoon off if I feel I need to. I switch up my decks. Sometimes just the new images can be very, very helpful in getting it back. But tell me what you mean by that, and what that's all about, and what about the rest of you? any issues around feeling like you've lost your tarot mojo. Nicole, how do you feel about clearing your cards before every use, such as smudging, knocking on the deck, blowing on the deck before you use each time as examples? So here's the thing. I'll tell you two things. One is I believe I shuffle hard. I shuffle in a way that makes tarot collectors cringe. And I've learned not to use my collectible decks professionally for this reason. But I feel like shuffling does clear them. But from the very first time I started, I would always knock my cards on the table. And I thought I was just jogging them the way you jog paper. But I found out that is a way of clearing them. So that's what I do. And I do it just as part of, I do it in the middle of readings even. I'll shuffle because I do more than one spread in a session or more than one technique. So I am constantly shuffling and knocking even in the middle of a session. Okay. And anyone else, tag it deck clearing and tell us what you do and how you feel about it and what your thoughts are about that. Okay. Dina, I just put tarot down for a while. Haven't been doing my daily readings. And are you missing it? Are you feeling guilty? I don't think you should ever feel guilty. Tarot has been around for 600 years. Esoteric tarot has been around for like 300 years. It's not going anywhere. And so it'll be there for you when you're ready. If you want to take a break, take a break. And I don't feel like there should be a feeling of should around tarot ever. Or around anything else. I think should is a really funny word, honestly. And so is that a loss of mojo? Is that just taking a break? Are you missing it? Where are you with that? Marcos, who is Anna. A break is sometimes necessary. I take some every now and then. Pushing it doesn't usually work for me. Yep. And from Chris, regarding deck clearing, I knock the deck prior to every pull besides shuffling. Yep. Claire, regarding card mojo, after using the cards frivolously, my cards disappeared. I couldn't find them for mods. That's funny. Karen, deck clearing. I knock my deck with my knuckles during readings as well if there's a new question or topic. Nice. I love that. Kim, I used to have a space in my old apartment dedicated to tarot reading. I made a new one in my new space because I was finding it hard to get excited about reading. Not working yet. Marcos, clearing the cards. I riffle, shuffle, and use the bridge to make the cards breathe. Yes. I never use that word, breathe. But I am so down with that. Yes. That is so right. That is so right. And from Brenda, there's nothing wrong with it. If you need to take a break, take a break. I'd also suggest using tarot cards as automatic writing prompt to try to get new insight. Donna, has anyone ever found a deck they actually hate? So that's funny. Because that can be a couple of things, right? That can be, I just don't like these images and I don't use them. I could still do a reading with it, but I don't. And then there's decks that you really like the images, but for whatever reason, it doesn't read for you as well as you would like it to. I've had both. And I hesitate to say, because I don't want to be disrespectful to the artists. But yeah, absolutely. Now, okay, there's also the decks that piss me off because they are so far and away from traditional tarot. I don't feel they should be called tarot. And that's just me. And I realize that's an argument within the community about what makes a tarot deck. We've had this conversation before. Excuse me. So there are some tarot decks I hate because I'm like, it's a beautiful deck, but it ain't tarot. But its name is. But again, there were people, when Mother Peace came out, there were people who said that's not a tarot deck because it's round. There are some people who say, well, if Strength is not a woman and a lion, it's not a tarot deck. So, we all have our cutoff point at which point we say, yeah, that's not a tarot deck. It may say tarot on the box, but it's not tarot. Claire says, I had a deck that was too intellectual and pretentious. That's funny. Let's see, some other stuff here coming in. Lacey, debt clearing. I just wipe the cards in between each reading with my hands a few times. I'm pretty subtle about it, right? Yeah, you can kind of like, right? Patrick, clearing the cards. I knocked 3 times also when starting and asking my deck to let me in as if it's a door. That's cool. I like that. Kim, although my space isn't working yet, I do think over time having that spot holds the energy for your readings and can help when you're struggling. Sure. Donna agrees with me about the decks that are oracles, not tarot. Hello. Patrolyn, I also knocked 3 times at the end as if exiting. That's nice. Chris Riddle, anyone familiar with the Oraculum Leviathan? I am not. Kim, the Christmas tarot is an odd one. Posted pics in a group for help and they tore it to shreds. I recently thought of offering it for trade. Did a reading first and it was an amazing message. Kept it. Yep. So we are in our last 9 minutes. So any further questions, comments? And the question, Dave asked a question earlier. Can we do a reading about when it will be right to meet in person? Of course, Dave is local. He's about an hour away from me and used to get in his car, pick some people up on the way, and come and meet with us all at Panera. And we had such a good thing going. We would get like 20, 25 people meeting on a Sunday afternoon at Panera. So much fun. Can't wait to do it again. I just don't know when we can do that. And so let me ask for the rest of you, do you have in-person tarot groups? Have you been meeting in person? Do you feel ready? What are your thoughts on this? And what are your thoughts on pulling cards on this? Like, even as group leader, I'm not really comfortable reading for the group on this because I feel like everyone has their own comfort level. And I don't want to take responsibility for everyone's health and well-being in this situation. Karen says, that's funny, since the last time I haven't used the Akashic Tarot because I got pissed it didn't have 78 cards, which is a shame because I really used to like it. I don't hate any decks, but I don't like decks, especially ones that stick together all the time because the card stock sucks. Yes, man. Sucky card stock. Oh, I so agree. It can be a beautiful deck. Tarot of Transformation. The Tarot of Transformation. Such a beautiful deck. Such bad card stock. Oh. Maria Elena. As much as the Light Seers is my favorite, I haven't been able to connect to the Muse by the same artist. Chris, I've never given an in-person reading. Is that something you want to do? Not want to do? Okay, Kim, are you familiar with the Tantric Dakini Oracle? No, I am not. Definitely not tarot, but I know people who read with it who think of themselves as tarot readers. Cool deck, though. Yep. Claire, I feel ready since I've had 2 shots. Maybe after everyone else feels safe. Yep. And honestly, that's what I'm basing, my tour and my reopening of the office on is my own process there. But I know that, we still have to be, we still have to be careful, nonetheless. Even if it's 95% effective, that's, only 95%. Still pretty good, though. All right. You want to. Okay, good. Let us know if you have questions about how to get started doing that. Lacey, everything is still on Zoom, even my Reiki circles. My tarot teachers are all on Zoom. Still not inviting people to their place. Excuse me. And I know you're right there in New York City where people have to be really careful. So there's that. Marion, the last time I was out anywhere for fun, it was a tarot meetup over a year ago. I know, man. It's been hard. But I think we are seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, hopefully. I think maybe that's an interesting question. Are we seeing a light at the end of the tunnel? The sun! Yay! I think we are. And maybe that would say at some point this summer we could start meeting in person. So, very good. Kim, the Wild Unknown was the first deck I gave up because it was just too big and stiff to handle. Couldn't shuffle. And I felt I couldn't connect for that reason. Yep. Yep. Maria Elena, it was a process to get comfortable doing online readings, but now I love it. I was really lucky because I had been doing I've had this office, I've had an office for a while, and I love my office, but I was doing more than 50% of my work online anyway and had been for years. So that's helpful. That was very helpful. Okay, it's our last 5 minutes. You know what? It's time for shameless self promotion. Do you have a YouTube channel, a website, a blog post, a class, an Insta that you would like to promote? Go ahead and drop it here. So to my people over on over on the west coast of Florida in the Tampa area, I will be there in June 11th through 14th. I'll be doing private readings by appointment in Wesley Chapel. And I'm also open, usually I would do a meetup at Panera there. I'm kind of going back and forth about whether we should do that or not. They do have an outdoor spot with umbrellas, but June, too hot to meet outdoors, meet indoors at Panera, meet somewhere else. I am open to suggestions. So those of you in that area, in Port Richey, in Lutz, in Tampa, St. Pete, all y'all people, what do you want to do? You want to come have an appointment with me in person? I would love to see you. You want me to come to you for a house call? I would love to see you. And if you'd like to get together for a meetup, I'm open. Give me some ideas. Now, I am available to everyone by phone, Skype, FaceTime, Messenger, Zoom, all of that. You can just reach out. And I have a Zoom class coming up on Thursday, 7 p.m., Clarity in Every Tarot Card. How we use intuition, context, and keywords together to find meaning in every card. You need a ticket. It's $37.50. You can go to my website, tarotbychristiana.com, hit the button for events, find it there on the calendar, get your ticket. I want to see you there Thursday night. Tomorrow morning, I will be live here, 9:30 a.m. with your 3-card weekly reading. Join us for a free class next Saturday, 10:30 a.m. As I said, we're doing tarot dialogues, questions and answers. Love to see you there as well. And remember to sign up for my newsletter. Again, go to my website, tarotbychristiana.com, hit the button for newsletter, sign up. Oh, Donna, it's always been my natural hair. I just went gray. It just happened. So thank you. Yes, this is just as nature intended. I had never dyed my hair. Last time you saw me, there was probably one streak, and here it is. But you are a good inspiration for that, Donna, because you wear your silver crowns so very well, or you did last time I saw you. I don't know what you're doing now. So you were a great inspiration for that. So thank you so much. So lots of great stuff going on as far as ability for us to connect. Please like this video. There are 37 people here and only 17 people have hit like. I would love to see 37 likes on this video. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do. Really appreciate it. And also, while you're here, please subscribe to StarCast, STAARCAST. That's our podcast about all things StarCon. And thanks so much for the hair love. It really all happened all at once. I didn't have a scary or traumatic experience, well, COVID. But it was interesting, like how quickly it all came in. One day it was a streak. The next day it was like, oh my gosh, there it is. And I've done it right in front of all y'all. And thank you for making that process easier than it might have been. All right. Brenda, 6 of Cups. Makes me think of summer and that perhaps in June or thereafter will be the right time to meet. I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. So yeah, it's. I think we'll do it. So for all of you who can't come to meet up on a monthly basis, that's okay. We'll still do this, but do consider coming to StarCon in January for that one big meetup. It will be a wonderful thing. And definitely connect with each other. Lots of great Instagram, Twitter, all kinds of stuff going on here. Let's support each other. You know, we are only community if we are there for each other and support each other. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. Thank you for supporting my work. I hope it brings support to your work as well. I will look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you all so very much. You take care.